And so we were taught by him personally, after coming from home, before you eat your lunch, you have to finish your assignment before you take your lunch. And you dare not fail any subject. I had problem with mathematics, but he made sure that that didn't continue. And so he has to drill me and pass me through the primary school, and I came out excellently well, taking the third position overall. Hello viewers, in this series of program you're going to be listening to my testimony from birth to the current state of who I am today. My name is Alphonsis Anejo, and I'm called also as spiritually as an evangelist, born to the family of late Alphonsis Anejo and Mrs. Juliana Anejo of Upbringing in Benue State, Nigeria. I was born on the 28th of March 1958 to a very disciplined family. My father was a teacher who has taught and raised other teachers. And so he was a man of discipline. So disciplined that each time you did anything naughty and daddy was coming home, you have to enter under the bed, because he was so disciplined, and we all grew up that way. He has a compulsory way of making sure that his children pass through his class. And that is primary 3. The primary 3 when he was teaching the primary school in those days. And I began to wonder when I grew up, and I learned that primary 3 was one of those formative years in the character molding of a child. And that was how we all grew up. You can never miss classes, and then we grew up with that type of discipline. We were well taken care of as teachers' children, and he dresses us well. And when other children around the community were wearing pants, going full naked, almost naked, and going barefooted, we were dressed with short sleeve, white short sleeve with black short knicker, and then with sandals. So we had a very good upbringing, and food was not a problem at all, because we are talking about balanced food diet. Dieting was balanced. We were in the community where people were eating rice once during Christmas time. We were eating rice on Sundays, and then mixing it with beans, with vegetables. So we had a very good upbringing. It was a very disciplined life. And that was how I finished primary school. I attended St. Patrick's Primary School, Upbringing, from 1966 to 1972. In fact, the flow of schooling within that period stretched for that 7 years. We were moving from other villages to other villages. Any village where they found that the school was not doing fine because of my daddy's disciplined nature, they would post him there. So we moved from St. Patrick, we moved to Ipom in Ugboju in Benue. We also moved to Onyangede, and we came back at last when he was getting old at retirement to Upbringing, where he retired as a headmaster. My early life was very exciting. And then we have to be given through a real Christian upbringing, where you have to recite the rosary, because as an upbringing as a Catholic, we have to recite the rosary, and each time is going to be a Christmas period, we joined the choir to sing a Christmas carol. And we were really, our life was a challenge to many children, even though at youthful ages. That was how I lived my early life in the primary school. And in terms of performance, because of the type of father I had and the mother I had, if he gives an assignment, you dare not fail. And so we were taught by him personally, after coming from home, before you eat your lunch, you have to finish your assignment before you take your lunch. And you dare not fail any subject. I had problem with mathematics, but he made sure that that didn't continue. And so he has to drill me and pass me through the primary school. And I came out excellently well, taking the third position overall. Overall class 10 was about 45 in class. It was a big class. And I came out the third position, both in history, both in mathematics, both in English. And so that was the upbringing we had. It was an exciting upbringing. Mommy was actually on hand, and mommy made sure that food was ready each time we came back from school. Mommy was a good cook. She would cook well, and then other people would come from the community. Anytime they are serving food in our house, they would prefer coming to eat mommy's food. It was that type of upbringing. She was a woman that loved God. She was a woman of prayer, and we all, started learning as early as children. We started learning how to pray, and this was what shaped our life from childhood. She lived a very sacrificial life. Mommy, she was a seamstress. She taught the women from far and near how to sew clothes. She was a seamstress. And then we also learned how to sew too. I started sewing because nobody taught me, but mommy was sewing, and we watched her over the years, and all of a sudden we started sewing. And it is not this men's type, but the one that the women we are using, that you have to use hand to wind it, and then it was not the foot pedal type of machine. It was a singer machine. And then I started sewing by patching my own clothes. And this was how we grew up. Life was exciting. There was peace and joy in the family. Peace and joy that each time people come to our house, they want to associate with us. They want to associate with the family. The family was a loving and caring family. The day that Daddy bought a motorcycle, it was an exciting time. And he also bought a gramophone. Gramophone was a stereo in those days. And people have to come from almost 5-10 kilometers away to listen to the people that are singing inside boxes. They begin to wonder, who are these people? And then when they wind the gramophone will be singing, people will gather in crowd. Our place became an entertainment center, so to say, because of the gramophone. And then with the machine, it was Honda machine then. And then the daddy would take us, about the three of us would climb the machine with him. Sometimes we just go around the other villages, and people will begin to look and say, these are the headmaster's teacher, the children. And it was an exciting time. That was the upbringing we had. That was the disciplined upbringing. And every Christmas, the daddy has to replace our clothes, new clothes. When other children were struggling with food, we had new clothes. We had tie. The dressing, like I said, was they would dress you with short knicker with bow tie and with sandals, with white stockings. And that was how we were. And it was exciting. We grew up loving the family loving us. And that is how we grew up. It was an exciting time. Daddy was good. Mommy was good. Mommy was excellent. Other women in the neighborhood will come to do some services to the house as the teacher's wife, and she will teach them. And then there is this thing that I always enjoy, the moonlight. The moonlight, folk tales. They will gather us together and tell us stories about the tortoise and so many other exciting stories. We look forward each night to that type of story. The moonlight, each time the moon is out, you see the children gathered, all of us gathered. Mommy will start telling stories, folk tales, telling stories about how those things were making meaning. I didn't actually know, but it was exciting. We look forward towards it. In the early stage, I also love fishing. I'll follow some of these primary school mates to go to do fishing in the river. And then each time you catch fish, you bring it home, you're excited. There was one of these days that as we were going, we encountered a big snake on the road. But we thank God that the snake was going his own way, as if the snake was pursuing other things. The snake left us out, did not pursue us, and then we went. And the next day you go back after putting the hook. You go back to inspect the hook, and when you catch fish, you come home excited. And sometimes we catch bountiful fishes, and we bring home. Mommy will roast it, dry it, and use it for soup. And we enjoy those meals. It was an exciting time. So that was how I grew up as a disciplined child. And this discipline molded my life for the future. And I give glory to God that I passed through those rough times of beating. Daddy didn't spare us at all. You cannot actually misbehave. And each time he flogs you, you have to almost end up peeing on your body. We thought it was wickedness, but it was a crucial character molding that has actually worked in my own family today and has made me what I am today, especially from the formative stage. Thank you for listening. I'll continue my story in the next series.
Viewers, we are starting a new series, and I'm sure you have seen that it's going to be exciting. Estate surveyor and valuer Chris Anejo has started to tell you the story of his childhood. A disciplined but exciting childhood. First of all, what I would say is to thank God for parents who model a godly character before their children and who make impact on society. The whole idea of this series that we are running is to show the difference that Jesus makes in somebody's life. His mother was training other women. Their house was a place of entertainment. His father bought gramophone. How many of you remember gramophone? Do you recall? With a pin at the head of it on the record. It's an old thing, came out in the 50s, 40s, 50s. 15 RPM, 33 RPM. Do you remember all those things? It's fading memory now. But it was new. So everybody will come to just listen to. People are singing inside the box. Who are these people? Now, Chris's father became a focal point. The family became a focal point. That is how God expects all of us to be. Parents who are listening to me, be a role model for your children. Be a blessing to your society. That is how we will repair this world. It's a damaged world. Let's bring joy to people. Let's bring purpose to people. Well, keep listening. You will hear things that will excite you. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. And we also ask you, forward this clip to your friends. As many people as you have on your contact list, send this in to them. We teach life lessons, stories that you can learn serious life lessons from. Thank you for tuning in today, and God bless you.